Shalom. First and foremost, let give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Bahashem, Kakadash, and the Heavenly Father. The true name is Yahweh, and His only begotten Son, Bahashem, and the name of Hamashiach, Yahweh. Those are the true names in the ancient Paleo Hebrew, Rashkadash, Holy Tongue. And I say Barakatham to the elders and apostles, Wa'akim, Wa'akwaf, and I say Shalom. And this is a sit-down lesson of Matthew 24, verse 7. That's going to be the title of the sit-down lesson. Matthew 24 and verse 7 reads, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilence, and earthquakes in diverse places." Right, so we see the uptick of earthquakes in diverse places, especially with the recent earthquakes that we've been seeing, especially over in Indonesia. That 7.8 earthquake, 6.2 earthquake, 6.0 earthquake, 6.0 earthquake in the Philippines, and those recent earthquakes that we've been seeing recently, those recent earthquakes I just named. So these are signs of famines and pestilence, earthquakes in various places, earthquakes in diverse places, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. And the latest of a situation that we're seeing heating up almost a whole month now, as the war entering the second month. Tensions have been heating up between Iran and Israel, and Iran and the United States. With these oil wars, these nuclear wars, and these modern day nations are rising against one another, heating up on a day-to-day basis. So these political wars, geopolitical wars, economical wars, nuclear war, trade wars, global wars, oil wars, and these many different aspects and categories that we're seeing are increasing, showing forth. For nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, because you have a nation within itself, and then outside of another nation rise up against another nation, and then a kingdom within itself rise up against one another, and then outside of another kingdom rise up against another kingdom, which goes into Ethnos. And then we're going to be seeing more famines, pestilence, and earthquakes in diverse places that Yahweh spoke about. Precept to that, Mark 13 and verse 8. It says, "For nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. Ethnos, there shall be earthquakes." Right, there shall be earthquakes, and there shall be famines and troubles. These are the beginning of sorrows. Right, so Yahweh says that these are just the beginning of sorrows, which are going to continue to increase. A precept to that, Luke 21 and verse 10, another precept. It said, right things to come. Luke 21 verse 10, then said he unto them, "Nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom." Right, so nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. Go over the verse. "But when you should hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but it is not yet by and by." Right, so we're going to hear more and more of these wars and commotions between the armies of nations. It's going to come to pass, but not going to end just yet and by and by. So with that, this was just a quick sit-down lesson of Matthew 24 and verse 7. And that was the title of the sit-down lesson. As Yahweh mentioned, these signs are going to occur when he spoke about 2,000 years ago, because he spoke to the disciples at the Mount of Olives. They was, he was telling them about these signs are going to occur. Now they being referenced into these signs, as I mentioned, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom, famines and pestilence, earthquakes in diverse places that Yahweh spoke about before he makes a return. So with that, hopefully this sit-down lesson was edifying of this Matthew 24 verse 7. That was the title of the sit-down lesson. So with that, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Bashem Akakadash, Barakatham to the elders and apostles, Wa'akim Wa'akwaf. Till next time, I will say Shalom.